Hey, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
There we go. I was switching Bluetooth. Okay, how do I do my whole? Let me claim host here. I'm getting better at this. How do I do this? Bart.
I'm back.
26817. Two 68174.
Jay, I know it's been a while, but that's a different background for you.
So what's going on, man? It's a VMware offices.
Oh man, you're back in the office. I'm so sorry.
Well, I just decided I wanted to come back in the office because I was like, well, I am the host. How do I do this? I just saw a lot of my team members were coming in, not kind of phoning it in, or not, here and there, like, I was like, okay, we need to sort of like get back into it. And so this is like
Oh, that's good.
my attempt to like be the cheerleader.
Yeah, I mean, hey, as long as you weren't forced to go back, then I don't, I don't see.
No, not at all. No. 2681774. I can't claim host. I guess the host key thing changed. Let me see if I can get the key from. Please DM it to me. Yeah, I guess our host keys are expired. So I don't know if I could do this, but yeah, no. Well, acquisition was complicated originally. Like there was some low morale over at any company when an acquisition starts, but we're all having fun again and we're excited about it. But part of that, I think, is we at the company now, we all sort of come in, people are starting to go to the office again, and I'm sure a lot of companies are going through that now. Let me see if it lets me just share maybe it'll just let me share my screen without being the host. Let me see. Can you all see my screen? Is this working?
Yes. Oh, that was too easy.
Yes.
Wow, okay. All right, that's fine. Okay, cool. Let me go to upstream. This is not being recorded, so that's good. How do I
I think you can press the record button. I can also do it.
can you record? Because I can't record.
I think if I press this button, please ask the host to give you permission to record. Okay.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not host, so all we can do is hang out. We can't make a can't make a video.
It looks like it's recording. From my end, I can see in the top left.
Yeah,
Max
same for
recording.
me. It says it's recording actually.
When did it start recording? Oh,
I think it was automatically.
okay. Cool. Good. All right. So welcome to SIG-Windows. This is, I guess, was being recorded, but I didn't know that. But now I do. So behave yourselves, please. This is a CNCF meeting. Be nice to each other. Does anybody want to introduce themselves?
Yeah, I can do that maybe.
Yeah. What's up, Bart?
Long story short, being involved in Kubernetes already for a long time. I think more than 3 years ago, I did do a hackathon with Microsoft and with my company and with James and some other guys from to get the stuff going. And for me, always doing a lot of things left and right, running Windows at scale at our company. Also a lot of Linux containers. But it was the time for me to set a new goal in 2023. Hey Bart, you are doing left and right. You are doing some contributions on other projects, but why also not start doing some stuff on Kubernetes itself, right? And that's that was my personal goal now. I always jump into the code. I always read. I always try to debug stuff as possible. But I said, okay, now I need to change my mode and also start contributing, because that was my personal goal. That's me. I'm based in the Netherlands, Amsterdam. That's where I live. This
Cool.
meeting is sometimes a little bit not okay for me, because it's like 8:30. It's like dinner time. It's like getting people at home. But I will try to.
I have a
be here.
daily hangout I do that's Windows focused at like 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you want to join that.
Oh, if
And
you have
we're-
their link, or if you can invite me to
It's
that one.
pretty informal. There's no like there's not even an invite for it, but I can get you so that you can come. It's me and a guy
Yeah,
named Demay.
please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do that.
We're working
because-
on a couple of, we're working on the framework for operational readiness for
Yeah.
Windows. And
Yeah.
and we're also working on the Windows Service Proxy. If you're interested in any
Yeah.
of those things, I'll give you information so you can join. Yeah.
Yeah, there's what I did agree on, or like let me start having my environment up and running. That's pretty
Cool.
done now. I'm firefighting, or like try to understand all the bits and pieces, right? There's now I have my virtual boxes up and running. I have my local, everything runs, and there's now and I'm going to take the first issue that was assigned. It's like that's the one that I'm going to take. It's adding some end-to-end test to start
Cool.
low, and then if I'm getting more up to speed, then I can get more and more, right? It's like but start small. Probably a lot of questions still in the channel.
Yeah,
Because,
please just post everything in the public channel.
Yeah.
Someone will answer for.
Yeah.
It's great
Yeah.
when you ask those questions. You're asking great questions. It's super helpful because other people
Yeah.
see them, and yeah.
Yeah, that's also for me. For my, I also made some notes, but sometimes it's like, but I think you guys all know, you're jumping left to right in documentation. You go there, then you go there, then you go there, and having like a full end-to-end story on the tool set, like that can maybe I'm going
Yeah,
to.
I kind of think we'd be better off having redundant documentation as opposed
Yeah.
to perfectly modular documentation that required you to jump between links. I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
But still, I'm maybe I have some questions about it later, but that's me.
Cool. Okay. There's not a lot going on. Mark isn't here. James isn't here. Arvind, who's here? Arvind's here. Oh, Arvind's gone. I see Luther's here. Nanda's here. Andy, Eric, Brandon, Mohammed, David is here. We did merge the Calico host process containers into SIG-Windows dev tools. Would love for someone to test that.
Okay.
I think David mentioned he found a bug with it. David, if you're here, I can show you how to try a different CNI.
Yeah, if you don't mind,
Um,
because I pulled down master, set up both of the nodes, and everything looked good with the make all. Make 3 ended up failing smoke test, and then I went into the Windows box and saw the kubectl commands were failing. It's saying that the target machine actively refused it. So
You're gonna cry when I show this to you, but it's literally this. It's literally changing this. You
Yeah.
see this?
so, but where is it on the Windows machine? 'Cause I think
Oh,
you
you-
went
you-
into
Don't do it on the Windows machine. You do it in the Vagrant recipe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just do that and do make all, right?
Okay. See, I was trying to make all and then go through and make the configuration change. No,
Oh,
do
no,
it
no, no,
before
no.
make all. That makes
Yeah,
more sense.
build the whole
Okay.
cluster with Andrea from the beginning because it's got to install Open vSwitch in the kernel. It's got to do all sorts of shit. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
If you do a make all, then like it's like every time you do a make all, that's like the main thing what you do.
That's the idea. I mean, that's the purpose of the repo, right? Is that
Yeah.
nobody has to go in and mutate stuff. You can say you want you say what kind of a cluster you want and you
Yeah.
get it, right? So however much CPU, however, whatever your CNI is,
Yeah.
and you do it. But I think there may be a bug with the Calico host process containers because David tried it a couple of days ago and he said it didn't work. I haven't tested it yet. But Bart, I know you're playing around in that environment. So if you get a chance to dig into the Calico, to the new SIG-Windows stuff with the host process Calico containers, that'll be awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
I really would love someone, if somebody's new and they want to get started, the best, I think a really good project where you don't have to do a whole bunch of Windows stuff even is the operational readiness testing. We still don't have an owner to help with that, and Shinchi left. So if anybody wants to get involved in that, finishing the operational readiness, Kep, anyone want to own next phase? Let me know. Me and Amim can both help to shepherd anybody through that. And the goal is to just make the operational readiness specification something that anybody anywhere can run on their Windows cluster to confirm it's working properly.
Yeah.
So that's the other one. What else we got? I don't have anything else. Does anybody have anything else on the agenda?
I just have a quick question. For the operational readiness, do you, like, time-wise, do you have is it like a few hours a week, or do you think it's something a little more? Because I mean, I helped work on it back before
Yeah.
it was officially accepted, so I'd love to get back to it. I just have a limited amount of time right now.
I mean, it's a matter of just having somebody own it, really. It's like anything else, right? It's not so much how much time someone puts in it. I don't really think there's a lot of work, but we need somebody to kind of finish it. You know what I mean? Like kind of just help owning the completion of it, you know? So I don't think it's more than a couple hours a week, right? It's just a matter of, you know, running it, making sure it works. If you see an issue, file the issue, someone will work on it. If we file small issues that people can work on, usually people are willing to do the work, right? We just need somebody, if you're getting back, Ross, and you're going to be here for 6 months, I just don't think it's hard. I think it would be a great project, and I don't think it would be a ton of time. You know what I mean? Because any specific thing we could help you do, or we could help you with, right?
All right, yeah, so I will review it. And then next week, like, I will have a better answer, because this is
Okay.
the first time I'm gonna look at it in quite a few months. So yeah, if you want to note me down as like a potential person to own it, that I'm absolutely fine with that.
Cool. Great. I will note you down as a potential person to own it. And if I don't hear from you next week, I will unnote you as a potential person to own it. But like, yeah, that would be great, man. I would love to have someone with your knowledge helping us finish that. That would just be great. That would just be awesome. But if you know anyone else, Ross, that you think might be interested, you know, just introduce me, right? Or introduce us somehow.
Have you ever met Luther? I want to volunteer him.
I know Luther.
Luther's rolling his eyes. He's like, dang it.
We know Luther. Luther is, you know, Luther's my friend.
I'll take it.
But yeah, it's just the long-term thing. Someone being there long-term, and that's the hardest thing to get at Kubernetes, is somebody that sticks with something for a long time, because it's just stuff takes a while, as everybody knows, right? So, but yeah.
I want
Let's
to be a
see.
long time here, but it's like I need to start first up. I need to warm up, right? I need to get that small thing going and then get comfortable with everything. Just I will be longer here, but it's more,
That's good. Yeah.
but I first need to start up, right? That's the thing. I need to get my things rolling. Get my first
Yeah.
my first issue that is assigned to me. Get that rolling. Get comfortable, and then I can commit more, right?
If you want to pair on something, Bart, so that you don't have to do it all in the dark on your own.
Yeah.
We're all for that. Just let me know, and we could just spend some time.
Yeah,
looking at something.
I don't know how that exactly works, because there is one ticket assigned to my name now. That's like that's a very small thingy to start.
What repo is it on?
That's on the Kubernetes. That's the Kubernetes one, and that's like the number is 108886. It's the end-to-end test for the reboots.
For what?
the
For
one-
reboots?
It's the
Oh,
It's the 108886.
oh.
That's the boot ID on the node. The leverage the boot ID on the node. That's a
How do I get to it in Google? Kubernetes. Yeah, I remember the node reboot test. Somebody was working on that. I filed that one.
no. It was. I think it was filed by Mark.
Oh, okay. Reboot Windows. I think Wenli wrote the reboot test, didn't she?
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
ticket.
whoa, what's this?
There's that will there's the next the
Yeah,
next part.
yeah. So Wenli wrote these tests originally.
Yeah.
What he's saying is, but do not have a great way to determine when the reboot finished.
Yeah. And
We
this,
should update those tests to look for change in the boot ID property for the node.
Yeah.
So there's a boot ID property. That's a kubelet property. What is that? What?
because that's
what's
the one that I want to finish, right? That's the first one that I want to pick up. And Mark also gave me some pointers like, hey, run it as a CI test, blah blah blah.
But what
make
is
the
the boot
change.
ID? How do you get this boot ID?
I don't know yet because I didn't look for it yet.
What is this thing? So, oh, so there's a that's a part of the node system info. Oh, so you get a boot ID in a cluster and you can see.
And then
And
you
that
can change, and it's like if like what Mark did say, if it reboots, it gets another ID. That I need to write a test like that if it reboots, blah blah blah.
So can I verify this? Let's verify this. So SSH, okay, so if I go in here, kubectl get nodes -o wide, kubectl edit node, let me edit this one.
Yeah.
So if I go in here, can I get this boot ID? Look, here it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what he's talking about then is doing a diff on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense. Because
Okay,
I have
cool.
already now a lot of more information. Thank you very much.
There we go. See, that's why you come to SIG-Windows, so
Yes.
you can we do stuff together. Okay.
Yes.
The boot ID looks like this. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's part of the node info. So if you do kubectl get nodes, you'll just be able to grab it there.
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll update that over here. Where is it? Here it is. Okay,
Thank you.
there we go. Now, how do I make this not highlighted in?
You
Jesus.
can I think there's like the right button and then you can do unformat or something. There's like an option in unformat.
Unformat. Luther, how do I tell me how to do this?
Yeah, it's in the top. It's in the menu on the top. There's like a button that will unformat. There's a button unformat.
Oh my God, I can't figure it. Oh, somebody did it. Arvin.
Yeah, I fixed it. Jay.
Lifesaver. You did it. Okay. Well, thank you for unblocking us on that one. Okay, guys. So what else we got? Anything else? Oh, I see Pramita is here. I should have said, okay, y'all, because actually it looks like there's Pramita is here and I see Mansi is here. Mansi, you're new. And I don't know who else is here. Mohammed looks new. Nanda looks new. Anyways, Pramita, how's QEMU doing?
He actually changed the command, and it seems that the bot is not like it's not coming up for us with the QEMU commands. Yeah.
Okay.
The bug that I raised, I have commented that on that itself.
Okay. So here's another one. If someone's interested, I'll show folks this one. We have a couple of vagrant issues and we really want QEMU to work. But we haven't been able to get it to work. Monty, I think you went off mute. And I'm getting some echo, but I couldn't tell if you were gonna say hi to us or you just went off mute on accident. Okay, but definitely if you want to say something, feel free to chime in. We always like newcomers here. Pramita, what are we doing? So it worked. Pramita has been working like day and night on this. For folks like looking at this, the goal was to get QEMU working with Vagrant, so we don't have to be coupled to VirtualBox anymore. And we've made a lot of progress. But go on, Pramita, what's up?
So actually there was a -drive extra drive command that I was using, and it was like, some other image that I was using. So I corrected that, and now the CD-ROM uses actually the box that, is present for the one that we are using in our code, and it seems that the shell is coming up, but somehow it's not the one, like it's not the Ubuntu login that we see. And this is same as I do on the UTM, which I was showing you.
Oh, so you're getting like a shell into the BIOS or something.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what is this.
All right. Is anybody good at QEMU? Bart, do you know isn't QEMU big in Europe? Do you know anybody who's good at it?
Wait, I was muted. Can you repeat your question?
You don't know anybody good at QEMU, do you? Me and Pramita were looking at this on Saturday and we're like, we can't figure this out. And she has done a heroic job digging into trying to port SIG-Windows DevTools to QEMU, but we are just totally stuck on this.
I mean, Jay, I can try and help. I used to use QEMU during my Zen days, but I've forgotten a lot. But maybe just talking to you folks, I'll be able to page something back in, but don't know.
Okay.
I'm not an expert.
Okay. What time do you wake up, Arvind?
Yeah, 6:30 a.m. is too early for me, Eastern.
Okay.
That would be 3:30 a.m. Pacific time.
Are you in Mountain View? Where are you?
I'm in Vancouver.
Oh, you're in Vancouver. Okay. When's a good time? Or do you want to do it asynchronously and just like sort of we could make a PR that does some of what Premiere, but you don't have a Mac though, do you?
I don't have a Mac though.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Lucky you.
Yeah. All right. Pramita, I guess just if you put as much info as you can into this issue, we'll just Arvind, how about we look at it asynchronously?
Yeah, let's look async. I also can try and find some time like on Fridays.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'll just note that you volunteered to help with this. So what do you think we should do, Pramita? You think we should just move over to AWS provider?
Yeah, that is something I'll be working, side by side. But this is something like the box, if it is AMD 64, why it is not working, something that we need to, maybe some command that we are missing. We can look into that. Maybe ask that person like the SSH.
Oh, I have an idea, Pramita. What if you make a pull request that tries to port QEMU over, that fails, and then we can maybe see if Arvind can reproduce that on his box. And it'll be a Linux box, but at least if we can get it working on Linux, we can say, look, we got this to work for Linux. It's clearly a Mac OS issue, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is something we can do.
Maybe I can test it too then. So why don't you make a PR for QEMU and then we'll call it a day, and then we'll port it over to AWS so that people with AWS accounts can do SIG-Windows DevTools development. And then we'll have two things we support, VirtualBox and AWS. And then I think that should be good enough to start, right?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. So I actually submitted that in the experiments folder.
Okay, you already made that. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I can just,
can you make a full PR though, so that we can literally clone it and test it?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Add it to your experiments PR. That'll be awesome. Yeah. And that way somebody could literally clone your PR and test it. And then we could close the PR and it could be a self-documenting thing, right? And then we'll also merge the experiments part.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. Let me know if you want to look at that together, or if you want to just do it, that's fine too. But I'll be around tomorrow morning with
Yeah, I'll be pinging you.
Damon on the call tomorrow at that same
Yes.
in that same Slack channel.
Yep, sure. I'll be there.
All right. This is great. Thank you so much for doing this and working on it for so long. Thanks to both Pramita and David. They totally joined and just went headfirst into really hard problems, not having worked on Windows stuff before. Anything else, Arvind? Anything on your on the node log viewer going on?
The only thing happening there is on Thursday, we're gonna have a SIG-Arch call about it now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's the,
What way is the wind blowing?
not sure. We'll find out. Jordan seems to be in two minds now. He's like, if so many people wanted, maybe I should let this go through, but and I think Dim's suggested that we just talk about it in SIG-Arch. So we'll find out. If you can show up, I think Mark said he'll try and show up, but if you or James can show up, it'll help.
If you want me to show up, I will show up for sure. I never go to anything unless people actually want me there.
Yeah, I think it'll be good if you show up.
Okay. So when is this thing? I'm gonna put it in my notebook. You see my notebook here? I'm gonna put it in here. I'm gonna
It
write this
is-
down.
Let me see. It's on Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific, so it'll be 2 p.m. Eastern.
Of 2 p.m. East. You even converted the time zone for me, Arvind?
Of course, anything for you, Jay.
2 p.m. Pacific, Arvind. That's my note to myself that I'm putting in my notebook. Anybody that wants to come and vote for Node Log Viewer so that you can see Windows logs from the Kube client, the same way you can see other like pod logs and stuff.
Yeah.
Come to SIG-Arch. Come to SIG-Arch on. You come in, Ross?
I'll show up. I just need to
All right.
get an invite.
SIG-Arch. Cool. It's a SIG-Arch meeting. You can find it on Kubernetes
Okay.
6.
Got it.
And Jay, I sent you a DM with
Okay.
all the details.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Can I still ask a question about the boot ID in a minute if you're done with this part?
I don't think we have anything else. I just want to make sure everyone else has
Yeah,
a chance to
because-
say stuff. Yeah.
Because I'm looking on my Windows node now, and on the Linux node, the boot ID.
Let's just make sure that we see if anybody else has anything else, and then afterwards we
okay.
can hang out and look at it, okay?
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to talk about anything other than boot IDs? Because this is your chance.
So I just want to meet you with the KubeCon thing. Some details.
Oh
I
yeah,
have to
let's talk
share.
about that in the morning. Let's talk about that in the morning, Pramita, the KubeCon stuff. But yeah, we're definitely, talk was accepted.
Yeah, but
My talk was not accepted.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bart.
No problem.
But Pramita, go on, what were you saying?
I was just saying that do we need to I have to share that details. I need what exactly we're gonna present and those information I need.
Oh yeah, we'll do it
So
tomorrow.
Any
We have,
PPT and anything we have something.
oh, we're not doing anything until, we won't do the slides until right before the talk. All we need to
Oh.
do for now is the PRs for the QEMU and AWS stuff. We'll present
Mhm.
that.
Okay, sure.
But we can make slides if you need to justify it at work or something. We can start working on some slides together. We can do that tomorrow morning. Just let me know. We can do that.
So, but there's a channel in this. So this is related to VMware. So that's why I was saying that.
Oh
I
yeah,
need
this is
to-
being recorded and this is gonna be
Yeah, and
recorded
that's why I'm
and go
saying,
on YouTube.
Yeah.
So this might not be the
Yeah,
best place to
best
talk about
place,
that.
yeah, to talk
Let's hang
about.
out
Yeah, sure.
tomorrow morning and talk about those logistics.
Yeah. Okay. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else want to talk about anything other than boot IDs?
Sorry.
I love talking about boot IDs. All right, we're 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nobody else? David, you good? All right,
Yeah, I'm all
let's
set. Thanks.
all right, let's look at the boot IDs. Go ahead, Bart, take it away. What do you got?
The only thing what no, I was
So this
I was
is
doing it.
officially the pairing part. So I don't know how to stop recording. Yeah, did we stop recording? I don't know. I don't understand. It was like it automatically recorded the whole meeting. So this is officially the non-official part where we pair on stuff. So folks are
It was
just,
more that I was like looking on my vacant installation with Windows, right? And the boot
Yeah.
ID on the Windows node is like empty. There is no GUID in it. It's like this. I was like,
There's no
hey, why-
oh, wow. There's no GUI. Oh, really? So it's this field is empty on yours.
on yeah, but you are looking on the Linux now. What if you go to
I'm
the
on a Linux
Windows
node,
node
yeah.
on your? But if you go to the Windows node, then it was empty on my machine, or it's empty on my machine.
I don't have a Windows cluster up and running. I don't know, Ameem or Ross, do either one of you have a Windows cluster up and running right now?
Nope.
By the way, folks, this is the unofficial part of the pairing part of the SIG-Windows meeting. So if any of y'all are here, just for announcements, the meeting is over. So we're just hanging out now. Okay. So,
That's the only thing. There's the only thing what I was I can also not share because I need to have share rights.
you need to what?
That I cannot share my screen to show you what I have.
No, for some reason I can share, but nobody else can share, but
Yeah.
I'm not the host, so I can't make it so that anyone else can share.
I will dive a little bit more into the issue or into the thing. It's like I was hey, it's not.
So
it's
you're
not-
on SIG-Windows DevTools cluster, or are you on some other kind of cluster?
I'm on the VirtualBox setup, right? That's I'm on the dev environment. I'm on that one.
So you're on SIG-Windows DevTools.
Yes.
So you use SIG-Windows DevTools to make a cluster and you don't have, if you could file an issue and say that on the SIG-Windows DevTools, we don't have a boot ID, that would be great, because that to me feels to me like it should be considered a bug, whether it's a SIG-Windows DevTools bug or a Windows bug, I don't know, because I don't know where this boot ID comes from.
Yeah.
But we could look into that, right? So like
Yeah.
we could see like let's go into the kubelet and look at the code.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
All right.
We'll do that. I will do some digging, and then if I cannot find it, then I will file the ticket.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna open GoLand and see if I can dig in and see if I can find the
Okay.
oh gosh, my computer might start going really slow now. Who knows anything about the Windows kubelet? Oh gosh, my whole I don't know what's happening. That was a bad idea to try to use Go IntelliJ during a
I mean, do
just
you
don't-
know? Do you know something about if the boot ID is set in the booting of the vacant setup?
So what's happening with that is the boot ID should be something that is sent from the Windows kubelet back to the, why don't we just use the terminal? CD source Kubernetes, right? So if I go in here, the kubelet itself is running, and the kubelet is every 10 minutes or something going and sending status back to.
Are you sharing something at the moment or not?
Oh yeah, let me reshare. Yeah. Here we go. So the kubelet every 10 minutes, and I'm gonna insert a comment here. Bart says SIG-Windows DevTools doesn't have this field. Do
It
other
has the field.
clusters?
It's empty. It's empty. It has the field, but it's empty.
Doesn't have a value for this field.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's two quotes.
so-
It's two quotes. It's like two quotes and empty.
Yeah, got it. So if I go in here, I should be able to see where they do it. Package kubelet. We need an E2E. I feel like we need an E2E test for this, right? Why would you not have a boot ID? So node.status.node.info.boot ID and node is not empty. So if it's not empty, one thing you could do is you could see what happens if you reboot that node.
Yep.
I see some code in here that seems to look at that. So then, okay, so we check to
It looks
see.
like if the boot ID is empty, then what says then? Okay.
So I mean, if I'm looking at this and I just had to guess really quickly, I would say my guess would be that the boot ID from this info object is not getting populated. So whose job is it to get this what is this info thing? There must be some thing that like talks to Windows and gets information about it. Right? Info. Okay, error getting machine info. So that's happening in here. So there's a machine info function, right? So where's that? Okay, so let's go find how that's implemented. Get grep -i machine info. Machine info.
So I mean, to me, I know it as node info. That's the struct that I have looked at, and that has machine ID, system UID, boot ID, kernel version, OS image. That's what I'm actually looking right now. Because which field is it? Is it
boot ID?
Empty?
It's boot ID. This
Okay. So under node
architecture, I have the kernel, I have machine, everything. It's not.
It's got everything but boot ID.
Yeah, everything except boot ID.
I wonder if it's because it's virtualized.
That's also what
The Open API spec links you to, I put it in the Zoom chat.
But everything is virtualized. I mean, who's running Kubernetes on bare metal?
I really hate myself, so I do it. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, nobody else. What is this machine info func? Where is this thing coming from? Okay, now we got to find the machine info func. I find myself doing this a lot, like grep for one thing and then control C and then leave and then go grep again. And then I always wish there's a way that I could remember the chain that I went down to find the function, and I never can. Machine info func here. Here it is. Setters. It's in here.
Okay, so in package kubelet WinStats in Kubernetes, it looks like there's a boot ID in the registry. Oh, man. Oh wait, hold on. Does SIG-Windows DevTools run any monitoring? Because I wonder if basically it needs to scrape something on the node to get it, and if we're not running what's it called, the Prometheus agent, then we're not going to scrape and get the boot ID back, especially if it's in the registry.
What? How would we? Oh gosh. Then how could we rely on that in the end-to-end test? All right.
Well, I could also be 100% wrong.
Just the funny part is I'm looking at a Windows cluster and in AKS, and the boot ID is also empty.
Well, I mean, I think that this is a good project. Like, clearly, we need to document where this boot ID comes from.
Yeah, but I will dive into, because I'm going to just like writing the end-to-end test. But it's interesting that on the existing AKS cluster that I looking at now, the boot ID is also empty on the Windows node. Interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, I found it. So it is, they just go and they look at the registry. So it is right there.
Okay.
So there's a get boot ID function. It goes to the registry for the local machine, looks up that boot ID registry, which is a constant, which is very interesting, and then reads it. And then basically, if it doesn't get a boot ID, it just returns an empty string and there. So that's,
Okay,
which I
we
guess
have,
that's not a fatal error.
where does boot ID come from? Okay, say that
The
again,
link
Ross. I'm writing it
in-
down.
In the Zoom chat, I put a link to it.
Okay.
It comes from that, it's in the same package kubelet WinStats, and then it's in the perf counter nodestats.go. And then all the way at the bottom, there's a little get boot ID function.
And you're telling me that this is the only way that you can get this perf counter node stats done is if you're running what, C Advisor, Prometheus, what?
Well, no, okay, so that was just me off the cuff. My guess is if you go look at your registry right now on one that's empty, that key is either not present or that key has nothing set. So now I'm wondering, who is supposed to set that key? Because I don't think it has anything to do with Kubernetes. That's my other.
No, this is fully Windows, right? This is fully Windows. Just let me that, yeah, it's like interesting. It's like reading the history, interesting.
This is perfect. Bart is gonna have fun. Let's let Bart have fun with this one.
I will.
We're,
I think
Well,
I have already enough pointers
this is
now
good.
to. I have a lot of pointers now already. This.
yeah. Okay, I've updated the pairing document with the notes that we got to from here.
Yeah.
And
It's only it is only interesting to see also there's like that it is also empty on the existing or running machines on Azure, right? That is interesting.
I'm gonna drop. This is, I gotta go.
Yeah.
This is great.
Okay.
Bart, I will ping you with our little hangout in the Europe
Yeah,
time
please
zone.
do. Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Thank you very
If
much.
anybody else wants to hang out, let us know. It's more of a concrete thing where we work specifically on things together.
Yeah.
So come with something you want to work on, but yeah, definitely. Okay. See y'all.
Thank
I'll
you
be
all,
in the
guys.
SIG-Windows
See
Slack
you
if
guys.
anybody wants to catch up later. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.